The Midwest Crappie Alliance is back and headed to Pickwick Lake in Tennessee for the 2025 Pickwick Shootout and Expo. Some of the nation's top crappie anglers will be competing in a 3-day tournament with a massive cash prize and trophy. Our 4th annual expo will be held at the Pickwick Landing State Park Lodge, where some of the industry's top brands and products will be on display. And the entry is free. So don't miss out this October 23rd through the 25th at the 2025 Midwest Crappie Alliance Pickwick Shootout and Expo. Well, happy Wednesday. We're back with another Midwest Crappie Alliance Directors Chat. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome start to the year. I know up here in Northeast Ohio, the crappie are just starting to get excited. That pre-spawn's kicking in. We're having a lot of fun out there. You guys been out fishing at all, Dan and Eric? Any fishing lately?
Well, on my side, Rick, no. I've just been too busy with work. We just finished up with all the expos, and you're still doing another one, or another two, I think you're doing. Yeah. But lo and behold, everybody, guess what? The ground was covered with snow this morning.
Isn't that something?
And tonight's low is supposed to be 24. So, hey, we're back at it here in Ohio. So bring on winter.
60s tomorrow, I guess, here in Ohio.
It's spiky. Saturday's supposed to be 70, so I'm sure some folks will be anxious to get out and do all that fun stuff. But Ricky, I would say within another week and a half, I'll pick the boat up and I'll be ready to go.
I can't wait to start dipping, man.
I know.
What, a couple weeks probably here in Ohio.
So, hey, so real quick, number one, Ricky, thanks for doing the podcast. Appreciate you always helping us out and being there for us. I just want to get back in front of everybody, kind of let you know what's going on and what to expect. I haven't posted a lot of stuff. I don't want to post too early, but there's a lot of activity going on. First and foremost, Rick, thanks. To all the directors, Aaron is online, just so everybody know. Aaron is not online, but he should be. We have Eric Miller, Bill Phillip, Ellen Outlaw, Matt Tuttle. Some of the guys couldn't make it tonight. They have other obligations, but I want to at least spend 30 minutes with you folks out there today or less, just kind of covering some quick things that I'm getting questions about, just to kind of go over. And Eric, if you have anything, just go ahead and chime in. But so let's talk about Pickwick Lake Tournament coming up in October of this year. First off, let's take a huge round of thank yous to Beth Pippin, the CVB down in Hardin County, the tourism folks down there. Beth has been instrumental getting us to Pickwick Lake, Midwest Crappie Alliance. So Beth and her team has done an outstanding job. So Beth, we can't thank you enough if you're out there listening. Your logo is up in the top, I guess, right, Ricky, of the screen, or left if it's reversed. But a huge shout out to those folks, Beth and your team. So thank you very much. Just want to make sure everybody understands the rules are out there. Please make sure you're reading the rules. There's lodging links that are out there. I would take care of your lodging as soon as you can. This will be a full field. We're close to 150. Like I said, we want to kind of get this thing bigger than life down at Pickwick, and this will be probably the largest crappie tournament that Pickwick will see. Which is awesome. I'm excited. Thank you to all the anglers that are participating and want to fish this event. It's awesome. So if you want to know how to get to the invite link, because there's only probably 10 spots left, and then I will start a waiting list. So for everybody that's getting my emails, you should be receiving my emails. If you're getting an email and you are not going to attend, please let me know. I had one team cancel out today, which is fine, plenty of time. We can replace that with somebody else that actually wants to come out and fish with us. Other things come up, family, life, I get it. But that's just to give somebody else an opportunity to get in the tournament fish. So please let me know. If you did not get an invitation, I've been pretty much on top of that this year and sending all the invites. I have 3 more to send out tomorrow morning. But everybody that has requested an invite should have got personalized invitations. If you did not, for whatever reason, just send me an IM or send me an email. That's all you need. Ricky's got the website up right there. So if you want to register, once again, Ricky's kind of going through what you need to do. Just go to invitational, click on invite. Please fill out the form. Couple things that I've noticed on the form. please make sure you fill out your complete address. Sometimes I'm missing a city, I'm missing a zip code. Some areas have multiple zip codes that I'm trying to search your resident just to find we got the right zip code. So please make sure you fill that complete form out in its entirety. It makes it easy for me. And then again, I don't fat finger anybody's email address, so you should be getting an email. So that's kind of really important. But once again, the rules, the lodging links. Beth has 120 room. I think she has 120. No, 60 rooms blocked off at the lodge for us. For those that want to get rooms at the lodge, especially for the folks coming to the expo. The expo is going to be right at the lodge, so it's very convenient for you just to kind of book a room through them. There is a discount through those folks, so take advantage of that. Just some of the key points with the rules. Once again, I have 10 spots open. I had 15, 5 are gone. So if you want to get in as soon as you can. Your payment is your starting position. I can't stress that enough on day 1. We invert the field on day 2. So if you want to get out in the early flight, make sure you send your payment in. Check would be great. If I have to do Venmo, that's fine too as well. Preferred as a check just to get in there. And I am keeping a date time stamp on everything that comes in, whether it be Venmo or check. And I'm putting it on the spreadsheet as well, so everybody knows. So once again, your payment is your position. So make sure that you guys are aware of that. So there is no off limits to this event except on the rules meeting day, which is the 22nd, 1 day off limit. Okay, it's very important that we're all on time. We're going to have a complete field. We're going to have a lot of folks there. So if you want to show up a little bit earlier, that's great. We'll get you through the line, get your paperwork all filled out, get you your boat number, which once again, your boat number is going to be pre-given to you on the key fob since we're doing it by payment. So that's going on. Once again, no guides. If you are an active guide on Pickwick, you cannot fish this event. I can't state that enough, okay? You can't go out and hire a guide. You can't do any of that stuff. It's in the rules, so please pay attention to that. We put in there 3 pole maximum per angler. This year we went from 7 fish the previous 3 years, where we were at 5 fish this year. A lot of you guys, and I talked to Alex Cochran, I guess, Eric, that was probably 2 weeks ago at this point. He was down there doing some pre-fishing at Pickwick. He gave me a call. Man, was he excited. He was catching some dandies, 2 7s, 2 6/8s, just, live scoping them. It was kind of fun just to listen to his experience and how excited he was that we were going to Pickwick. So just kind of let you know, there's some big fish at Pickwick. So expect that. Sportsman rule we put in place. Once again, I'll bring this up again. I just, this tournament is a little bit different. This is more of a format that we want fellowship, we want education. We really want folks to come out and just have a good time, celebrate what our passion is, come out and crappie fish, talk to the guys that are in the clubs, they're trying to get educated, talk to the more seasoned folks that are out there on the trails today. I saw a lot of that last year at Sandusky Bay, and that's what excites me. It just, folks are gaining knowledge and understanding things, how to become better anglers on the water, which is awesome. So we're going to continue to do that, even though there's a 3 boat length limit. Just respect one another, ask, and things will be fine. Cutoff areas on Pickwick Lake, just so you know. Eric was kind enough to kind of go through the map on Pickwick. We've had several questions about that. But, going towards Bay Springs, you can actually run, is it Yellow Creek, Eric? I think it's Yellow Creek. You can run Yellow Creek down into another lake called Bay Springs, but we're cutting that off at the 25 bridge, Route 25. So that's right before you get into Bay Springs, which is circled on that map so everybody knows. You cannot fish into Bay Springs. And then we're also cutting off, you can go as far as the dam, which is past that circle right there. The dam goes a little bit further. We didn't want to cut it off at Florence Bridge only because if folks want to fish bridge pilings and stuff like that, kind of gets gray. So you can go up to the dam and fish there. So those are 2 things that I had a lot of questions about. Where's the cutoff? We're not fishing Kentucky Lake. We're fishing Pickwick Lake. So everybody's aware. We're not fishing Wilson either. It's Pickwick. So everybody's aware of that. Once again, we're going to have 3 flights. It's going to be out of Pickwick Landing State Park. There's plenty of room for everybody. They've run bigger tournaments out of that park as well. They just got done with a bass tournament at that lake, which was extremely large. So once again, we'll have no problems. There'll be 3 flights. Based on the number of teams, we'll make sure it's divided equally. So everybody knows that. And that's actually in the rules, so you can read the rules too as well. Once again, we're looking at food trucks. So I've contacted 3 different food trucks. Beth has given me an outstanding list of folks that have food trucks in the area. I've contacted 3 of them. We're working on that. I think that's been a great success the last couple years, and I think you guys really enjoy it. The one thing I do need to know from you guys and gals, if you can let me know, last year we had a coffee and specialty drink food truck coming in the morning for you guys. If you want that again, we could probably make that happen. You just need to let me know if that's something that you desire. I know some folks don't want to get on the water and drink a lot of coffee, but if you want it, we'll make sure that we get it ready for you and we have it available for all the teams. So just everybody know that that's going on. Bait shops. So once again, Beth has given me, numerous amount of bait shops in the area. I've contacted all 3 that were the major players around the lake. I've provided information about Midwest Crumming in October, making sure that we have enough bait in place. I'll keep following up with those folks. We'll actually add all their information on the website, and I'll make it part of the packet too, so you guys have your packets. Okay, one thing that we're checking on, so everybody's aware, I know Eric is checking into it, Aaron's checking into it too. I won't go into a whole lot of detail, and some folks might know that might be online, but the whole Alabama boating certificates and license, I pulled some stuff up today and I'll read it to you guys. Who is exempt from needing an Alabama boater's license? Any boat operator who was born prior to April 28th, 1954. That's one option. Also, the other option for non-resident folks, 12 years old or older may operate in Alabama waters up to 45 days per calendar year without having the vessel license. We're checking into that, but that's what I read online. We'll do some more conversation around that just to make sure we have all of our ducks in a row around that one. But that's kind of what I pulled up and was reading the other day, just making sure. So if you're going to take a boater safety class, folks, I mean, it's probably good to do it, number one. And number 2 is you might not have to if you're a non-resident. But if you're a resident, it looks like you must have it, just so everybody's aware. Also, we're going to have a small expo. That will be at the lodge. Beth has plenty of space that she's done other expos of the smaller side. We're looking for about 20 vendors. Right now, we could use a few more if anybody's interested in be a part of the expo. That's probably has not been one of our stellar things that we've done, but that's a great opportunity for you guys to come out and meet all the anglers. I think it's important that all the anglers that come need to spend time with all the folks at the expo. It's really important. They're traveling, they're spending money, but we thought it would be a great idea just to cut that booth price just to $200 flat price. Really want you guys to come out. And some of the folks that are actually coming, just to kind of let you know, B&M Poles, Badass Baits, Pops Jigs, Crappie Now, Mr. Ricky Cascray, who's online with us. Double L Seat, talked to John Thompson yesterday, as a matter of fact, Ricky. I didn't follow up with you, but just to let you know. Tiny's Bait and Jigs, Outlaw Poles, ATX Lures, Beat Jigs, the Live Scanner, and more. Also, just so everybody knows, we have some great sponsors, just so you know. If you folks that want to be a sponsor and sponsor what we're doing, Fish USA, that can't thank Nick and the team enough. Power Pole, Miller Tech Lithium Batteries, can't thank Lester and those folks, Dean and Sean. B&M Poles will be sponsoring the daily big slab bonus bucks every day for the tournament, which is $500. So thank you, Jack and team. That's pretty cool. That means a lot. So those are some of the things that we have going on right now. I'm working daily just to see if we can find more. We probably need about 8 more vendors or so if we can find that. I did reach out to Beth if there was any local folks. And if you guys know of any local folks around the lake, and it doesn't have to be around crappie fishing, this is an outdoor thing. We want as many people coming through the doors as possibly can, and Beth is going to help us make that happen. So I'm excited about that. So let me kind of regurgitate a little bit. Ricky, you're kind of going through some website stuff. That's the old stuff there. So
sorry, wrong link.
There you go. But Ricky put the expo stuff up. It will be at the lodge at the State Park Landing. Once again, you have rooms available for folks that are right there, which is awesome. The ramp is right there. So anybody coming off the water, there's tons of parking there. You can kind of walk into the expo and kind of see what's going on and talk to all those folks and make relationships. So just a couple of shout out to the bait shops that I'm working with. The Outpost, which is in Savannah, Tennessee. The Bait Shop, Crump, Tennessee. And Sportsman's One Shop, which is in Counts, Tennessee. So I'm talking to those folks. I sent stuff to a couple of those folks already for our flyers, what we're doing, expo stuff. There's a ton of food trucks, depending on what you guys like. There's a whole mixed bag of things, but, you know, specialty sandwiches, hot dog, fry pies, loaded fries, pizza, Cajun smash burgers, poor boys, donuts, barbecue, coffee, specialty drinks, pizza. Just to kind of give you kind of a rundown of the folks that I'm talking to so everybody knows. So that's kind of the list with that. But, you know, just to regurgitate some of the things, just kind of keep in mind, if payment is crucial, if you want to get out in the earlier flights, please send in your payments. Once again, it's $300. That's per team or a single angler. Once again, this is a cost-effective event. We don't want anything that's going to break the bank. Obviously, we know we have expenses with travel. There's lodging expenses. I just believe that something that's cost effective for folks to come out and have a darn good time means a lot to me and the committee. We're trying to, you know, be better every year with what we're doing. So if you guys have suggestions, or gals, you guys know where to find me. Just give me a ring, give me a call if you thought about this. I am also working on 2026 lakes. We have some interest with a few lakes, reaching out to a few more. So I won't say anything yet, but we have some interest going on. So, you know, I got to start planning for 2026 and getting that going. I would love to do a spring tournament, but we haven't had any success on the spring side yet, but we'll continue to drive towards that. So, Ricky, any questions out there? Or Eric, do you have anything that you want to bring up?
No question.
No, I think I'm good. You covered, you know, pretty much everything.
Yeah, we got a comment from Mr. Don, just says hello. If you guys have any questions too, you have any details that you need to work through, feel free to comment below and we'll do our best to interact with you and fill you in.
I can't stress the importance about your lodging, folks. You might want, if you're coming, you might want to get that taken care of because it's going to be jam-packed and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that. You know, Sandusky Bay up Lake Erie, not many folks wanted to come up that way, but I'll be honest with you, I thought it was great. I had a lot of fun, but Pickwick is going to be blown up. It's going to be huge and it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have the absolute best crappie anglers in the entire country coming. You'll have the best of the best at this tournament. So I'm excited about that. And for me, it's more about the relationships and meeting everybody and having a good time. So I look forward to that. So I'm excited. Ricky, what do you got?
About it,
Go ahead, Eric.
There's one thing about it. It's with the weights that come out of the Crappie USA tournament. It's 7 fish over 16 pounds. It's going to definitely take some big fish to win this one, even though it is in the fall rather than in the spring. I mean, there must be some hammers in that lake.
I don't know if you talked to Alex, Eric, but man, he showed me some dandy pictures. I asked him for a video. I was going to try to get it to play on this podcast, but I didn't get it in time. So maybe we'll do that for the next one. But there's some big crappie, and he was pretty much open water fishing. But a lot of you guys that are scoping and doing that fun stuff, you should have a really good time. So honestly, I think everybody's going to catch a lot of fish. So this should be good. But once again, we have 10 spots open, and then I'm going to create a waiting list. So if you want to fish this, you need to fill out that form ASAP. it's just easier so everybody fills out that form. It kind of gives me all the information I'm looking for, and I can put everything on a spreadsheet. And once I get that, I actually write out your personalized invite with your name, your partner's name. I send it to one address, and you can forward or give it to your partner, which would be great. So real quick, State Line Bait. I want to bring up State Line Bait. I think, Eric, that's one of your sponsors. They are sponsoring the youth and adult team. So I'm going to make sure I bring that up. Huge thank you to State Line. We are looking for a sponsor for the adult female team. So if we can find that, I'll start working on that. If anybody wants to sponsor that, that'd be awesome. So we're looking for that. We'll continue to do that. And maybe we'll have some other unique ideas that we can figure out and have some fun with. So you never know what fun things or something we can change up to have a little fun. Ricky, what do you got? What are you expecting?
Well, on the side of the vendor things, and obviously I'll be helping her out wherever I can there at the ramps. But I think I'm really excited about like meeting more of the anglers. In years past at the expo side of things, which is where I spent most of my time, it was a lot of fun just meeting new people and new connections. And, I can't tell you how many connections that I made that, might not have made like the best of sales or whatever at this show, but it was a really cool place to meet new people in the industry and make new connections that ultimately led to some really cool moves, for my business. So I'm excited to bring some gear down and meet you guys again and see some big old crappies. Hopefully I can peel away and see the weigh-in this year. I keep missing it.
Well, the thing is, Rick, you can walk outside the door and probably walk 100 yards and you'll be there.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. See, I keep forgetting that at this one.
So, yeah, it's close. Awesome. Everything is right where it's supposed to be. That's kind of how you want it set up.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
As much as we try to learn about these things, we're trying to do a better job of understanding that and putting things together where everything is close by. And to all the public, I know Beth is doing some stuff around the media stuff and she was talking about billboards and putting everything on billboards. But we got to get our name out there, get the expo stuff out there, get people walking through the door. And like you said, Rick, so some of the folks that I talk to, it's more about the contact side of things. If they make money, great. The other half is, well, they want to kind of recoup their money. And that was a big part of why us just having a flat rate of $200 just to come to the expo. We're not going to charge any more than that because I feel that we haven't done a stellar job, even though I thought we did really well for Sandusky Bay. I think we kind of took a building and had some fun with it, and it was really huge and state of the art and all the fun stuff, and it just didn't pan out the way I thought. But I think we've done a really good job at doing it. It just didn't pan out. So,
but $200, I'll tell you, man, as a vendor, if you're thinking about doing it, hop on it. It's definitely worth that investment. I mean, if anything, it gets you in front of some new people in the industry, some big movers actually, and will lead to some new things for your brand or your effort. I'd highly recommend it.
So listen, if you're in the outdoor space, heck, I email the jerky company. Gosh knows everybody likes jerky the on. So I even did that and said, hey, do you want to come out and, be a part of the expo? Because I know most of the anglers that are going to go get jerky and they're going to want jerky. I know I do. I love jerky. So we'll keep plugging away. As much help as you guys can give us. If you know of somebody, send them our way. We'd love to talk to them and kind of bring them into Midwest Crappie Alliance and, tell our story and what we're passionate about and what we've been doing. And I think it's been, to me, pretty humbling. It's been a joy. It's been a fun ride. I love talking to all you guys and gals. It's just, to me, I'm passionate about it. And if anybody knows me, I love crappie fishing. And I'm not the guy that knows it all. I'm not. I just have a vision of what I think it should look like or be. And I have thick skin. If you guys want to see something different, hey, let me know. I can adjust. I can adapt. I can change things on the fly. And, we'll do our best to bring something good to you folks. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the anglers that come out to this. That's what we want it to be about. And that's what I'm passionate about. So if you want to see something different, hey, let me know. I'm all about that. So maybe there's something more creative around the payouts or sponsorships. We'll figure it out. We want to do right by you guys. So Ricky, anything out there for us?
No comments. Pretty much. Yeah, no comments at all. No questions. Nothing. Nothing. Just a couple hellos and highs, and that's about it.
So once again, huge shout out to Beth and her team over at Pickwick. The CVB has done a tremendous job. I'm hooked. Ron, is that Ron? What is it? Chavez?
Yeah, that's Ron. Yep.
I can't say enough. And Eric, you're kind of down that way a little bit, and I know, based on the size of that lake, we should have plenty of space, plenty of room. But we wanted to kind of keep it in the limits of Pickwick. So,
all right, we got a question here. Let me see here. Let me just bear with me 1 second. Okay, here we go. I just want to vet this first. Hold on, make sure it's not a scammer or something. We've had that happen, or they get me to say something stupid. Yeah. All right, here we go, Matt. It's odd he and you bring up crappie fishing with all the younger gen being bass people. What is it with crappie? Generally curious. Well, Matt, that's a good question. I mean, a lot of people like bass. I can tell you that for me personally, crappie kind of became a passion for me because of my wrist. I'll be honest. I started with bass and just chunking worms too much, man. It got to the wrist. But man, crappies, there's nothing like sitting on a pile of crappie or even chasing them down and getting just, I mean, sometimes those big crappie fight just as good as a good bass. I mean, what about you guys?
True story. So I grew up with my family walleye fishing. I grew up in Bedford, Ohio, which was probably to get up to Sandusky, an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. So we did a lot of walleye fishing. Then once my brother actually got his driver's license, he was 16 and I was 13. We went to church every Sunday. My brother and I would pack the truck on Saturday night while everybody was sleeping, and then we were going to go to church. I would actually have to go in and run in, get to Bolton, leave church, and then we'd go fishing. So that's kind of when, we used to go to Mosquito Lake and all the local walleye lakes. Honestly, 44 Bridge out at Ladue, that's where it all happened for me. When you're a young kid and you kind of see that bobber when you're a young kid, it slides down and it's going down like Jaws. For some reason, still today, it excites me. Ever since then, I've been crappie fishing. I've been tournament fishing for, almost 30 years, which, like I said, I just love crappie fishing. I did do some bass fishing, but a lot of walleye fishing, but I just fell in love with crappie fishing. I chase them all the time, and, there's nothing like it in my mind. The many crappie that I catch, I don't keep anything. Only when I go out of state. If I go to Dale Hollow and some other lakes, I do keep some crappie. But locally, Ohio and PA, I throw everything back. Those big ones that I catch, at the end of the day, I want someone else to kind of, a younger generation or somebody that's young, growing up in the sport. I want them to feel that, and, hopefully they put it back in for someone else to catch it. So that's just me. That's what I do. But there's nothing like crappie fishing, and I wish we had more of the younger generation in it. I do know there's a big push around it at this point. I know B&M is doing a lot of stuff with the younger generation to get them involved in crappie fishing. I know they sent out some photos the other day, and they announced some younger generations to their pro staff, which is exciting. That's good to see. So huge shout out to Jack doing that with the younger folks. So Eric, what about you?
I started out bass fishing when I was young, me and my dad, and about 20 years ago, I guess, I got with a guy that took me crappie fishing and sitting on a boat and just enjoying it and not chucking a bait everywhere and getting wore out. It just seemed like my kind of thing. So, I started crappie fishing and I've been doing it ever since. It's enjoying just sitting out there and enjoying the outdoors like that and not worrying about, anything else.
Yeah,
So,
I think you bring up a great point, because really, many times that we go on a lake and the fishing and the tournaments that we do, Sometimes that's almost secondary, just with the amount of wildlife that you see, all the eagles coming down in Ohio now and plucking fish out of the water, seeing the deer swimming all across the lake. Heck, I seen squirrels go across the lake and figured a muskie was going to smack it. But it's just being out there that early when the fog is coming off the lake and being on the water is just it's something special, and that's for all species of fishing, whatever you're doing. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, man. Agreed. We got another question here. Let's see. We got Zach. Out of the three, what lake is your favorite and most hated?
I'll let Eric go because I know where he's going to go.
Well, Sandusky was probably the one I didn't like the most. I was there and didn't find fish till the day before the tournament, but the best thing about Sandusky was the walleye fishing. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Every afternoon we made at least a couple hours to be able to go out and catch some walleye while we was up there.
Yeah.
I didn't fish Dale Hollow, but Old Hickory was pretty awesome. That was a good tournament. A lot of turnout and a lot of good fish caught. That's a good fishing lake.
Yeah,
I fished
it
it
is.
a lot since then.
Yeah, I like that lake too. I will tell you, just being from the north, um, up here in Ohio, I think Dale Hollow was the toughest one for me, especially the fall time. I kind of, I should have done more homework, and it was a learning lesson for me. I didn't think we would be catching fish at 55 foot deep, which we caught a lot of fish, and not knowing how to fizz a fish was a problem. A lot of northern guys didn't know that. I will tell you, at the weigh-in, Preston Cleary, who's actually a guide out in that lake, taught me how to fizz fish, and I probably fizz, geez, I don't know, hundreds of fish. But when you're catching them that deep, it's hard to keep them alive. There's a skill set to do that. They had some guys have oxygen tanks and doing different things, and you can do the fin clips and you can fizz them, in the throat or under back behind the fin. But that was tough for me, and that was an eye-awakening experience. And I love Dale Hollow, but if we ever went back to Dale Hollow, that would definitely be in the spring. You're catching fish 12 foot and above, and you won't have them problems of any fish kill. So Zach, that's my story. I love Dale Hollow a ton. And actually my favorite one, I love Sandusky Bay. I know I know what's there. I'm a big dock guy. I love dock fishing. There's numerous thousands of docks, as Eric would tell you. It's sort of like dirty fishing, and I like that kind of fishing. So I'm not as good as these guys in open water and chasing fish down and sniping. And I'm more that guy that's in the brush and in the trees and the docks. That's kind of my style. What about you, Ricky?
I can relate to that. Yeah, I think if I'm meat hunting, Dale Hollow probably, but from a tournament perspective, which I am not anymore a tournament angler, but from a tournament perspective, talking to the anglers, they had a hard time, like you said, getting them up super deep. The air bladders were all inflated and getting those things fished and fizzed and stayed alive so they could hit the weigh in. That was a difficulty for most. I can imagine how that would be a complication, but yeah, for me, I Sandusky Bay, man, that's my home. That's like, I've caught more 3-pound fish up there in Sandusky Bay than any other. And like you, Dan, I like dock fishing and sitting on piles, and that's me, man.
I mean, the thing up with Sandusky, and and Eric knows this because we've talked about it a lot, but it's untouched for the crappie side. There are so many places there that crappie has never seen an artificial bait before. There are some big old slabs there, and there's a group of us that fish it as much as we can, but it's just a different style of fishing, that's all. And I think everybody was worried about Lake Erie and stuff like that. And Eric just came back from Grenada, and all the horror stories I heard from Grenada and the waves come over the back of the boat. I mean, at least up in Sandusky, you can get tucked away. You can hide from them with all the river systems and things that we have going on up there, which is a lot of fun. So, but you can only fish it a couple times a year, before Mother's Day. October, November, December is kind of probably your prime times to fish that up there. So, but Old Hickory was great. I will tell you, out of all of them, Old Hickory kind of grew on me. I'd love to go back there in the spring if we can make that happen. So if anybody's listening, trying to figure that out, I love to go back there in the spring. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, what other questions we have? This is good. I like it.
Well, none others so far.
Okay.
I think everybody's sleeping. This cold weather's got to.
What's the temperature there, Eric?
It was like 70 today, I think.
Oh man,
See that,
Something
Rick?
like that.
I'm
See,
jealous.
It's been. I think it's supposed to be 80 Friday,
See, that's a problem. We
but
just
it's then we're going to get storms, and then all week next week storms, and so yeah, it's just going to bring us much more unneeded rain to these flooded lakes we've got around here right now.
yeah,
All
that's
of our
kind of,
lakes are anywhere from 13 to 18 foot over summer pool right now,
ooh.
so they're pretty hard to fish right now.
Don says yes. Let's make that happen. Yeah, Eric, what's up, Phil and Mr. Kegel? Eric, you need to call me. Give me a yell tomorrow or something. Kind of want to know what's going on with you guys. So just from our last conversation, and then thinking about coming that way next year in the spring. So maybe I'll line something up with you. Other than that, guys, what do we got? I'm excited about Pickwick. I'm excited about 2026. We're working hard on other lakes. If you guys have opinion on lakes, please let me know. I always try to find hidden gems. I don't want to fish, always the lakes that folks want to go to. I like different things, but and again, it's got to support what our need is. So when you have a 150 boat field, it's a lot of activity, and that's why we do the 3 flights, just to make it easier on the weigh-in. So if you have ideas, thoughts, send them our way. I'd love to hear it. So I'd love to go back to Dale Hollow too, but that's got to be the springtime. Maybe we can make that happen in the near future. Santee Cooper. I had a conversation with a gentleman at Santee Cooper. I would say probably, 4 or 5 months ago. It was too early on the conversation for them, just based on their budgetary their time frame, how they do their budgets. But it's not, Don, just so you know, it's we've talked about it, just so you know. Chickamauga is out there. Heck, Gunnersville is out there. There's some other things that we want to look at and try to do. Pickwick is on fire. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Scarlet. We're coming October. What should we bring to Pickwick?
I'm not sure what reference that is, Scarlett.
Yes, give us more details, Scarlett. As you come in
as an attendee, or are you just thinking of, like, just visiting the event, or are you looking to participate in the invitational?
Yep, the expo, or give us a little bit more information. We'd love to have you, regardless. Love to have you.
And any other comments, questions, go ahead and type those in the chat box below. We'll answer them before we split here for the night. Yeah, it's yeah, Eric, I'm jealous, man. 70 degrees. It's 33 degrees right now. It's supposed to be in the mid 60s tomorrow, though. Isn't that crazy?
That's Ohio.
We get all the wind when we get this warm weather here this time of year. It's the wind's been blowing and blowing. I think today it finally kind of laid down a little bit, but
Right.
man, it's been so windy here lately.
How far are you from Dale?
Huh?
How far are you away from Dale Hollow, Eric?
About an hour and 45 minutes, somewhere along in there.
Those storms that came through, because I was actually there when that storm came through Saturday. Did you get it real bad?
No, it didn't hit us real bad.
I asked Denny, who's the owner of the marinas down there, Denny Wilbert. I said, man, do you have like an area to go to or anything like that? He says, no, just put your head between your legs. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, I was worried that the lights went dark, the TV went out, and I'm like, everything went silent. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm watching all these tornadoes on TV. I didn't have no TV. So yeah, that lake came up, what'd they say, 5 foot, Denny told me. They couldn't even get in the river systems. There was so much stuff in the water.
Wow.
Yeah,
John wants
I
us to
live
go
over
to
here close to Barron
Chautauqua.
River.
Go ahead, Eric. I cut you off, brother. What was that?
I live over here close to Barron River, and it is, I think, 18 foot over summer pool right now.
Jeez.
And when it came up, we had a real big rain, and I think it come up like 15 or 20 foot, something like that. And this was in just a few days. It comes up fast if we get a lot of rain here.
Wow. That's insane.
Aqua Lake, Sean, that's because you're up by Erie. Heck, nobody wanted to come to Sandusky. I mean, Chautauqua was worse.
Right, exactly. Scarlett's clearing it up for us. Hubby and son are in a tournament. She wants to know if anything that they need to be aware of specifically.
Scar, I just need, I mean, obviously I don't have the list in front of me. Just kind of give me a thumbs up that you received your invites from me and emails you're getting, because I'd have to go on the list just to make sure, because I have a lot of people on the list. So anything you need to be aware of, just make sure you get your lodging done. There's a rules meeting on the 22nd that it's mandatory for folks to be at. And there's a bunch of paperwork you got to fill out. And, we have I don't know, probably a 45-minute rules meeting, go through some stuff. We'll have some giveaways and all that fun stuff. We're going to have more our first trip there. We're going to have more giveaways for the public this year. We want to make sure that's an emphasis to give folks to the public that are coming. So we're going to do more of that too this year. So Clint, I appreciate the podcast. I love what you were doing for the fishing community. It's all about the anglers, in my mind. But one thing I haven't brought up in the last two podcasts, but once again, everything that comes into this, folks, just so everybody knows, I don't make a dime. Nobody makes a dime that's in this committee or board. Everything goes back to the anglers, every penny of it. Now, if there's expenses, obviously all the media stuff and banners and everything we have printed, there's expenses around that. But everything else, it's all about the anglers. We want to give everything back. That's what I want to do. It's all about giving back and giving back to the community too. So all that economical impact stuff that we do, Dale Hollow, Salina, they didn't want us to leave. We spent a lot of money there. Without, they use multipliers and all sorts of crazy stuff. But just pure cash. What was spent down there was like, $250,000, $250,000, just from the guys coming down and ladies coming down to participate in this tournament. So, we always try to look at the community and what we can do. We had a little sticker called Pay It Forward, PIF program, to give back to the community. So anytime you can go to a restaurant and buy someone a breakfast or buy someone a coffee, heck, I bought, there's a bunch of EMS folks down at that pizza spot at Dale Hollow. I bought them all their food. It's really about giving back and sharing. That's number one goal for me. I want to give back. Mr. Ramsey.
What's
Jason,
up,
how you doing, buddy? So hopefully I see you Saturday, Jason, which I should, you and the better half. Man, I'm excited. Is that Tim Robbins? I honestly think everybody's excited about this one. And I think really this tournament, and Eric jump in, but this kind of fit the niches. As much as we played around with lakes and areas, I think the niche between Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, that kind of corridor, fits us really well. And I'm fine with going other places too. Don't get me wrong, but I think, for the anglers to kind of travel from different areas, because, usually most places I go is 7 to 8 hours, which is fine. I don't mind traveling, but I think that ditch, that corridor fits really well. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you stay down around this area, you're going to get a lot more anglers than you would, traveling north or far south. Nobody wants to travel 10, 12 hours to a tournament. They would rather it be closer to home. You got a lot of people around here that enjoys crappie fishing. So I think it's a good area for all of it.
Yeah, and Chad, just so you know, we kind of reviewed that, the boater safety thing. I know Alabama says you have to have a boater safety course no matter what, but we did kind of review, we kind of did some digging, and I don't know if this is true or false, but it was online. Any boat operator who was born after or before, born prior, I should say, April 20th, 1954, you're exempt. And non-residents 12 years and older, may operate on Alabama waters up to 45 days per calendar year without having to obtain the vessel operator license. So we'll verify that just to make sure. I just want to make sure that obviously I think there's, holy cow, 16 or 17 different states coming, which is crazy fun. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait.
No other comments yet, Dan.
All right, folks. Well, listen, it was great chatting. Thanks, Eric, for getting on. We'll catch up the other directors. Ricky, as always, thank you for helping us put on the podcast. Once again, the Beth Pippin, the whole CVB, Hardin County. I can't thank you guys enough for bringing our tournament to Pickwick Lake. So I'm excited about that. So anything you guys or gals have, please send me a message. Send Eric, send Aaron, send Matt. Just send them an email. They can answer the questions. If you need to get a hold of me, get a hold of me. What payments are due as soon as possible. It makes it much easier for me, just from accounting standpoint and what we have and what the payouts will be. Once again, payment is by your placement. Once again, we'll have 3 flights. We'll invert the field on day 2. So if you're going out in day 1, which, folks have already paid for that position, you're going to go out last on day 2. Can you all post Venmo where I can pay? Hey, Kevin, yeah, it's actually in the rules online. If you need to IM me, I can send it to you too. So it's Dan-Elko-1. You'll see me holding 2 crappie, DAN-ELKO-1. And then once I post date, I post the time in the spreadsheet. Then you get your boat number. So as soon as you guys can do that, quicker we can get that done, we'll know how to do our payouts. There you go. Good job, Ricky. Thank you, buddy.
No problem, brother.
Ricky's the man. But once again, anybody wants to participate in the expo outdoor show, just let me know. We'd love to have more. We want to get about 10 more. So if we can make that happen, if you guys can help us, that would be awesome. Get your products in front of the anglers, come out and have some fun, enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about, is enjoying yourself. Don't stress too much about it. And you club guys that are out there, don't feel that you can't compete, because you can compete. I will tell you, through every tournament that we've had so far, half that field is all club guys. So there's a lot of great anglers out there. Heck, there's a lot of crappie anglers that don't tournament fish. They're probably better than all of us, but come out and give it a try. Have fun. It's educational too. None of these guys that are really experienced won't hesitate to help you. And I know that for a fact, because I've seen it at every tournament. So come out and have some fun. So we look forward to Pickwick and seeing everybody. And we'll have more podcasts. I will start putting more stuff on the Facebook page so everybody knows. We'll start dropping all the logos and sponsors and what's going on. I did put the press release out there the other day, which is out there, so everybody can read that. And I'll start providing more information as we go. Okay. So Ricky or Eric, parting thoughts. Eric, what do you got? Anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered most of it. It's going to be fun, that's for sure. I've really enjoyed going to both of them. Met a lot of great people, talked a lot of good fishing. It's I really enjoy going. I'd rather meet the people and not even fish a tournament. Because it's just that much fun hanging out with everybody.
Yeah, and Ricky, I know we're going to go, but just a quick story. 4 years ago, I met Steve Coleman. Legend, right? Capson Coleman. Steve is one of the nicest folks that you'd ever want to talk to. And there's a lot of them. Dude Maddox, for those that know Dude Maddox. Dude Maddox opened his house for me to stay, so I didn't have anywhere to go at the time. He said, Dan, just come stay with me. Those are the memories. Those are awesome. I can't state that enough. That's what this is all about for me. And Eric said it beautifully. It's really about the people. It's about the anglers. And our job is trying to give something back to you and put a good product out there for you guys to have fun. So I just want to thank all the anglers that participate. It means a lot to me. And thanks for showing up and coming out and having a blast. Ricky, I'm going to let you end it. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate everybody. If you need me, call me. Ricky, I'll let it go with you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us again here. Well, I'm sure we'll have another maybe podcast or two before the event hits. If you have any questions, you can find all the information on the website that was scrolling around the bottom of here of the majority of the podcast. I'll put it up there real quick here. MidwestCrappieAlliance.com. We'll continue to update all the data on there too as we roll new information out. If you have any questions, feel free to click that contact and you'll get right in touch with Dan and the team. Thanks for hanging with us. Again, if you have any questions, comments, make sure you type them below. We'll be monitoring this even in days to come. So if you didn't catch it live, we'll do our best to respond to those accordingly. So thanks for hanging with us. Have a wonderful night. God bless you guys. See ya.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
The Midwest Crappie Alliance is back and headed to Pickwick Lake in Tennessee for the 2025 Pickwick Shootout and Expo. Some of the nation's top crappie anglers will be competing in a 3-day tournament with a massive cash prize and trophy. Our 4th annual expo will be held at the Pickwick Landing State Park Lodge, where some of the industry's top brands and products will be on display. And the entry is free. So don't miss out this October 23rd through the 25th at the 2025 Midwest Crappie Alliance Pickwick Shootout and Expo.